Namaste and welcome to Times Health Plus. I'm Ms. Vinita Sakpal, a senior nutritionist and a yoga teacher from the Yoga Institute, here to guide you all on our topic of food and heart health. If you remember in the past session, we have learned about basic knowledge about heart health, right? We had understood the foundation of heart, how it is so important in our daily routine to keep certain things into proper intake to keep your heart functioning well, right? In today's session, that theory we are going to apply in a practical way and we will understand how we can enhance our lifestyle. Okay, if you remember, every week I give you a task of the week. I hope you have done your task of your particular week past week and you have come up with some experience. So if you have done any sort of change into your daily routine, please do write in the comment section. Let me see how you have enhanced your your lifestyle. You have seen some changes, and since it's a new year, so happy new year to everyone. I know everyone must have come up with their own resolutions that they want to be fit, or they want to hit the gym, or they want to make their lifestyle better. Whatever it is, just write down in a comment section if you have started at least anything, one habit, uh, and just trying your best to be consistent in it. Okay, meanwhile, let me just tell you like what exactly we're going to learn today. In today's session, we will understand how to make your meal plate healthy in terms of heart health. We will understand certain Indian foods which are really important in protecting your heart. We will learn about certain cooking methods which are good and bad for our intake, and certain dietary mistakes that we do on regular basis that will be discussed a little more in detail. At the end, along with the diet, even lifestyle is something that need to be enhanced, right? So about that also we will have a major discussion, and as usual, by the end of the session, we will give you a small task of the day. Okay, fine. Let's proceed ahead and understand that why the food choices are so important. Specifically, daily food choices are so important to keep your heart protected. Okay, so as you see, every individual or every family will have a person who has undergone through certain heart conditions, right? It can be a cholesterol issue, it can be some atherosclerosis, it can be some bypass surgery must have gone through, or some angioplasty or something which is related to heart condition, right? More or less people are suddenly ending up with high levels of cholesterol or high levels of LDL cholesterol or triglycerides, right? But we just don't realize that what could be the reason behind this. We feel that I am having my healthy diet every day, ghar ka khana hai, there is no outside intake, but still how do I got this cholesterol levels high, right? So heart diseases usually doesn't happen within one go. It's not that suddenly one day you had something wrong and because of that you had the heart disease. It's a very slow process. It's developed in your body very gradually. It is right from your childhood, right from your teenage years, what you have feedden in your body and how you are progressing in that wrong intake, that impacts your heart disease, right? So for that reason, daily food choices are important. Okay, it is nothing that occasionally I ate something wrong, because of that I had the heart disease. No, it is how daily you have chosen certain type of food or certain variety of food, a quality of food, that has hampered your heart health. Okay, so for this, what is required? Daily small changes. Okay, once in a while doing some exercise, or once in a while having low cooking oil recipes, no, that will not give you any good impact. But daily you are focusing on your lifestyle, daily you are focusing on the right type of food. This small changes done consistently will surely protect your heart health. Okay, fine. Let's see ahead. Now, if we talk about heart healthy diet, what does exactly it mean? It doesn't mean that you should stop your oils completely, you should have only salads, you should control your salt in your diet. It is not something that you should control your sugars into your diet, but it a diet should be such which will control your cholesterol, which will control your blood sugar pressure. It will control your inflammation, the chronic inflammation that happens on regular basis, or it is something that is maintaining your healthy weight. That type of diet is something which is required for your body, and it is not just that only fats you have to cut down in terms of heart health. Okay, so carbohydrate is also equally important in your diet. Your fat is also equally important into your diet. So along with this, what is important is the balance. It's something that what quality of food you are choosing, what at what timing you are having your meals, or what quantity you are having your particular meal. Everything depends. Every these three things are one which will bring balance into your routine, right? So quality, quantity, timing, if they are in well balance, you will see that you will not have any sort of cholesterol issues. Okay, so everything is good for your body, but balance is something which is important. Okay, fine. Let's see ahead. Now let's understand about the heart damaging food pattern. Heart damaging food pattern, as in there are certain foods which unknowingly we eat in on a regular basis, or we don't eat it on regular basis, and somehow it creates an stress for your heart. Okay, so excess refined carbohydrates. What is excess refined carbohydrate? Refined carbohydrate means they are processed, they are highly processed. Refined means it has been processed. The natural raw material has undergone into machines, and lot of good fiber has been removed out of it, right? What stays in that grain is the starch. So they are called as refined carbohydrates. So can you just write in the comment section like what are refined carbohydrates? Do you know few example of it? Please write in the comment section. Let me see how much you all are aware about these all terms. Okay, refined is anything that is processed, any grain that has been highly processed, from which the fibers are being removed. What stays inside it is only the starch. Okay, so very simple example I can start up with is maida, the refined flour. What is maida? Maida is a part of a wheat, right? So wheat grain has gone under a lot of processing. The complete bran, the husk, the everything has been removed, and what stays inside it is the starch. Very good. Dipti ji says white rice. Absolutely. Too much of white rice consumption is also not good. But if you eat in balance, then it's good. Maida. Yes. Shubhi ji says maida. Right. Very nice. Anything that is highly processed. Now, why white rice has become a culprit? Because it has now been so much polished that we are removing the fiber out of it. We are removing the B vitamins out of it. Right. So, what stays in that rice is the starch. Of course, this white rice will be gentle in your digestion, but if a fiber is missing, it is not going to help to reduce the fats in your body, right? So excess refined carbohydrates are of course the polished version of grains, but any product made out of it is also called as refined carbohydrates. For example, your bakery items, your white breads, your pastas, your pizzas, your puri, which is highly made from maidas. So anything that is made from maida or any refined products, they are also coming under a refined carbohydrates. So if there is daily intake of this refined carbohydrates, but in a higher amount, then it will start slowly damaging your heart. It creates a pressure on your heart. Anything excess goes in your body will create a pressure on your organs, right? Similarly, frequent fried foods. Okay, what are fried foods? Anything that is shallow fry or anything that is deep fried. These are like frequent fried food that we usually consume. It can be your pakodas, it can be your any chips, it can be anything that is fried inside any sort of oil, a patties, or anything which has undergone a heat treatment where a lot of oil has been exposed. Okay, so these, if the chivdas, the namkeen, the snacks that we ready made get it in the house, and we have one katori or more than one katori, these are all somehow contributing in your bad cholesterol. Okay, because outside products we don't know what type of oil is being used. Majorly they use very low quality oil, which is cheap oil, and they reuse that oil for frying. So somehow the product that we get will never be the fresh one. It will always be the stale one. Okay. Number 3 is low protein intake. Low protein intake is basically, and Indians are lacking in protein, specifically the one which are vegetarians, right? We concentrate more on carbohydrate intake compared to the protein source. Can you write in the comment section what are the sources of proteins, whether it's a veg or non-veg, whatever it is? Just write in the comment section. Let me see how much of you know the sources of proteins. Okay, just write in the comment section. Let me see. The variety of the proteins that we Indians have is way much higher than what other countries have, right? We have so much of varieties. We are so blessed that we have so much of varieties. Yes, our Athya ji says paneer sprouts, very good, very good. Paneer curds, dals, nice. Kala chana, quinoa, very good, good source of protein. Anything else? Peanuts. Okay, peanuts is a good source of protein, but it's also a good source of fat. So we need to be very cautious in consuming peanuts. Okay, spinach, legumes, soy chunks, vegetables. Subiji, yes, legumes, soy chunks are the high source of protein. Spinach and vegetables do have protein, but you will get hardly 1 or 2 grams out of it. Okay, only peas, green peas and broccoli has little 4 to 5 grams, but majorly you will see these proteins are present into the dals and legumes varieties, your dairy products, okay, and your soya products. Okay, yes, perfect, perfect. So these are all the protein sources. Now what happens is, on daily basis every meal will not have this protein in their diet, because of which we are lacking in the protein source. We do have a lot of sources around us, but every meal we are not consuming the protein, right? Because of which the daily requirement of protein we are not meeting up, and that is also creating stress on your heart. Okay, so low protein intake is the one which is gradually damaging your heart. And also low vegetable intake. Now, why low vegetable intake? Because all these vegetables are loaded with fiber, loaded with antioxidants, and loaded with good amount of vitamins and minerals, which you will not see in the uh, carbohydrate sources like dals and grains. But in vegetables, you will see so much of colors are present, so much of vitamins are present, so much of minerals are present, and even fibers are there. This whole combination is very beneficial in making your getting rid of your cholesterol from the body. Now, why? Fiber work is like to broom things from your body. So this helps, the fiber that is coming from vegetables will help to lower the cholesterol from your body, right? And since it has so much of colors which are antioxidant in nature, it helps to reduce the inflammation in your body. So whatever the toxins that are being developed in your day to day routine, those all toxins are being removed from your body if you have good source of vegetables into your diet. Okay, lastly, even late night heavy dinners will be one of the biggest culprit in your heart health. Now, why? Because when we have our meal, post that there is no physical activity, right? We just do gentle walk, or we don't even do that, and we directly go to bed. So what is happening? Since there is no much action, the energy that has been produced to the dinner meal, that energy is not been utilized, and therefore it goes under a storage, leading to increase in the cortisol level, leading to increase in fat storage, because no activity is there. Where this excess will go? So it will go in the form of storage. So that's the reason it has always been recommended that you should have a good 2 to 3 hours of gap between your dinner and your sleep time, so that whole your digestion has been completed before you go to bed. Secondly, some sort of physical activity should be done post your dinner. It can be a normal walk also. Okay, nothing very vigorous, but a normal walk, and your meal should be very light in nature so that the digestion happens very quickly before you go to bed. But if you have a very heavy meals at the dinner time, you will feel very heavy and sluggish. Next day also you will feel tired. Okay, you all must have experienced that we eat buffet cuisines, when we go to any kind of occasions, or when we eat heavy meals like pizza or pasta or burger in the night time, you feel little heavy and sluggish, right? Your next day motions are also a bit sluggish, right? The consistency of your motion also changes. That means your body was unable to digest that particular product. It was very heavy for the body to digest it. Anything there is a load on your gut will surely have an impact on your heart health. Okay, everything is connected with each other. So these are all the common mistakes or common things that usually damage our heart health gradually, not in one day but gradually. Okay, fine. Now, so what is good for your body? The Indian foods, which are having so much of varieties, all these categories are really important to keep your heart health in well balanced state. Okay, number one is the whole grains and millets. Whole grain means a grain which has a fiber around it, right? So like whole wheat, which bran we are not removing, it's there inside it. Or the rice which is unpolished, okay, which will have some fiber inside it. Or the millets like ragi, jawar, bajra, right? Then there are even other millets categories like little millet, barnyard millet, uh, porso millet, cordo millet, foxtail millet, brown top millet, right? These are all varieties in millets. And in the end, oats, dalia, quinoa, these are also a good sort of grains, pseudo grains basically, right? So these are a whole category of whole grains or millets which have good amount of fiber inside them. And beneath this fiber you get the B vitamins inside it. But if the fiber has been removed, the grain has been polished, you are even missing out with the B vitamins, specifically the thiamine, which is good for your complete nervous system. Okay, so whole grain is something that is good for your heart health because it has fiber which removes the cholesterol out of your body. Okay, removes the waste from your body. It is fiber work is like to broom certain things from your blood vessels, from your particular organs, right? Number two is the dal and legumes and sprouts. These are whole protein sources. If you see in these whole dal, legumes and sprouts, we do have a skin coating around it. Again, they are fiber rich also, and it is loaded with lot of proteins inside it. If you take this whole category, in 30 grams you will get 7 grams approx of proteins, right? So any individual who wants to improvise their protein intake then surely can include dal, legumes or sprouts into their daily diet. Daily diet doesn't mean only one meal a day, it should be in every meal something should be there from the protein source. Okay, now why protein is so important? First of all, it creates a good bulk in your body. It improves your metabolism, right? Because of which your cravings will be hindered. There won't be any sort of cravings, right? Okay, what are legumes? Legumes are basically your rajma, chole, your chana, your lobia, lima beans. These all heavy pulses are called as legumes. Okay, and dals categories are all your pulses, which are called as your moong dal, masoor dal, tur dal, urad dal, chana dal. These are all dal categories. Okay, whole dals are called as legumes basically. Hmm? Fine. And the sprouts are the one which we usually keep for sproutings, and then they uh, germinate, right? So all your moong sprout, matki sprouts, your chana sprouts, anything that has been sprouted called as sprouting. Why sprouting is good? Because whenever you sprout any of the beans, any of the legumes, it will increase its bioavailability, it will increase its nutritional value. Your vitamin C will be high in that particular sprout. Okay, that's, and it becomes very digestible also for your body. So these are whole protein categories. Okay, number three is green leafy vegetables. Why leafy vegetables are very good for your heart health? Because again, it has good amount of antioxidant properties, and also they are rich in vitamin C, and also they are rich in fiber. Okay, so what does this antioxidant do for our body is to remove all the toxins from our body. Okay, so what happens, usually we inhale a lot of pollution, we inhale a lot of dust, a lot of microorganisms are going in your body, a lot of wrong combination foods are going in our body, because of which toxins are being produced inside our body, right? Now it's our body duty to remove this toxins from your body, right? So what is required, your leafy vegetables will be required over there, your fruits will be required over there, because this have good amount of antioxidant vitamin categories, which will remove the toxins from your body, or it will reduce its effect in your body. Okay, so that's the reason variety in your vegetables, variety in your fruits are must. Hmm? Number four is about the nuts and seeds. Now, nuts and seeds do have fats inside them, but if you have them in a right quantity, it is going to be heart friendly. But if you have in a larger quantity, every now and then just popping some nuts and seeds, then it will create an issue for your heart health. Okay, now why nuts and seeds are good for your heart health? Because they contain certain essential oils. Okay, these oils are called like omega 3 fatty acids, MUFA, which is monosaturate unsaturated fatty acid, or PUFA, which is polyunsaturated fatty acids. These complicated fatty acids are good for your health, for your heart health. But if you eat very simple sort of fatty acids, then they are creating an impact, bad impact on your body. So nuts and seeds are coming from the natural source. It is a raw material. If you soak them or if you roast them, the essential oils which are being there inside it becomes active for your body, and it becomes digestible. So what could be the quantity? Anything which is handful, not more than that. Okay, next is fermented food. Fermented foods have good bacteria inside them, right? When it goes inside your gut, it changes, it makes your gut environment even better to digest that particular food. Okay, so since your gut health is improvising, automatically your heart will not be under a pressure, it will function very smoothly. But once your gut is experiencing indigestion, a lot of constipation, unhealthy eating patterns is there, so then it will create a pressure on your heart, so to circulate more of blood for the better digestion, right? So fermented foods are also one of the good source that you can add into your daily routine. Okay, again, fermented food doesn't mean that you will get the ready made batter in the house and you will make dosa or idli out of it. No, everything should be freshly prepared in the home, then only it's beneficial for your body. Anything that you get from your market will have an impact on it. Why? Because we don't know how long that batter has been fermented. Too much fermentation will increase too much of bacterial growth, leading to a lot of gastric issue in your gut. Okay, secondly, these all ready-made batters are little sour compared to our in homemade ones. So this only tells us that homemades are the freshly batters, we know what we are putting inside it. In the ready-made there are a lot of preservatives, additives, colors, whatnot, just to keep in that room temperature, that product in the room temperature for a longer period. So to avoid these all extra chemicals, best to have the home prepared. Okay. Charo ji is asking, fermented naturally, not with soda or eno. Absolutely right. No adding sodas or eno. If you want that fermentation effect, you can add methi seeds inside it. Keep for good overnight period. You will surely get a good fermented batter. Okay, no need to add soda or eno, because this will brittle your bones. Soda and eno are extra carbohydrate adding in your body, which will brittle your bones, your teeth, anything that is made from calcium. Okay, fine. So, what does it says? Our Indian kitchen has all the medicine. It is just our duty that you have to find it and use it very wisely. Again, this all Indian heart medicine that is there in your kitchen, if you are taking it, but taking it in excess amount, still it will create a problem. So quantity is also equally important. Okay, fine, let's proceed ahead. Now this is one of the interesting parts, that how you should plate your meals. Okay, now you don't require any calculations. No need of focusing on how much calorie you should have, how much amount you should have, how much this and that. No need to go into scientific calculations. Let focus on visuals and the quality of the food that you are consuming. So in your daily plate, half of your plate half of your plate should be filled with your vegetables. Half of the plate should be filled with good amount of vegetable. This half plate can be a cooked vegetable and can be a salad vegetable, but 50% of your plate should be compulsorily vegetables. Okay, and 1/4 section of your plate should be proteins, and next 1/4 section of your plate should be whole grains, not the simple grains, whole grains in which the fiber is present. So a people who loves wheat, please go for whole wheat atta, not the one which is sieved, not the one which you get ready made ones. In ready made ones you are not getting the right quantity, right quality, right? Best you get the whole wheat, and make the flour in the house or from the flour person, and do not sieve it, because you will get the fiber inside it. Okay, or else if you want you can add different varieties of millets, because millets will have way more fiber than your wheat and your rice. If you're eating rice, make sure you are purchasing rice which is unpolished, okay, which is not at all polished, or you are adding a lot of vegetable inside it to increase its fiber content. This is how you have to plate your meal, and at the end in this meal, a small quantity of healthy fat should go. What is small quantity? Your index finger first, this much size, not more than that, only this much size. Okay, so this healthy fat can be a ghee on your plate. It can be a pea size homemade pickle, fresh homemade pickle, or it can be avocado if you want to add inside it, or some sort of seeds chutney you can add inside your meal, something like that. Okay, which is a very small quantity of healthy fat. When you are balancing this plate very well, very nicely, then you will see your sugar is under control, your cholesterol is under control, and even your calories that is going in your body is under control. Okay, so first, according to your daily meal intake, make sure that you just plate your meals, whether it's a lunch, whether it's a breakfast, whether it's dinner. In these three things, this whole category should be present: vegetable, protein, whole grains, healthy fat should be present, but the amount will surely vary. The amount which I've mentioned now will be very good for your lunch, but if you are having your breakfast should be moderate in amount compared to your lunch. Lunch is the biggest meal of the day, and your dinner is very low and light in amount, less in quantity and also light in nature. So if you want to plate your meal for dinner, you have to make sure you can reduce the amount, but your plate should have more vegetables and equal amount of your proteins and your carbs. Okay, this is how you have to bring balance between your meal plate. Then you will surely see, because of lot of varieties, you are getting different sort of nutrients on daily basis, and of course the quantity is also going in a right way, and therefore you will see your heart health is becoming better. Okay, this is not only for the person who is already having heart issues, it is also for a person who wants to prevent any heart disease. We are seeing nowadays that even youngsters in 20s or 25 30s, they are experiencing a lot of cholesterol issues, because of which PCOD, PCOS, these all hormonal issues are also imbibing. So it's best to always start preventing yourself before you reach to that end stage. Okay, fine, let's proceed ahead. Now let's understand each thing in a very detailed. Okay, protein and heart health. Why protein is so important in your heart health? Because this helps to maintain your muscle mass. You know, every organ has some protecting muscles around it, and your heart itself is a muscle. It's a cardiac muscle, right? It has a cardiac muscle. So now to strengthen these all muscle mass, you need to provide protein into your daily routine. Okay, it this protein, when it goes inside your stomach, it it is one of the nutrient which digest very slowly and gradually, because of which your stomach will stay fuller for longer duration, preventing your cravings. It controls the hunger. You will get your hunger only after 3 to 4 hours. Okay, if you have enough protein into your each meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Okay, it will also reduce your sugar spikes. What does this mean? Since the digestion of your protein is very slowly, your the energy that has been released through the proteins or another carbs will happen very gradually, and the cells will not experience too much of load, right? So your sugar spike will not go high, it will gradually increase and it will decrease gradually. So that is okay for your body, because then your insulin will be able to work accordingly. But sudden load is coming, sudden crash is happening, then insulin go under a stress to manage your blood glucose levels. Okay, so it helps in reducing your sugar spikes, and lastly it supports your metabolism. Okay, how it supports your metabolism? Because everything is happening very gradually, digestion is becoming better, everything is happening very nicely, automatically your metabolism will improvised. Where you will find these all proteins, as we already discussed: dals, legumes, your paneer, tofu, your dairy products, your nuts and seeds will also have little source of proteins. Okay, and little vegetables like broccoli, green peas will also have good source of protein, and little leafy vegetables also. Okay, fine. Now, let's understand about the role of fiber. Fiber is one of the important part of a nutrient. It's a part of a carbohydrate nutrient, which helps in removing the waste from your body. It's like brooming your arteries. Fiber is like a broom in your body. Okay, what does it do? It binds with the cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, and it get it out of your body, right? So it lowers your bad cholesterol, it improves your gut health. When there is good fiber in your gut, in your stomach, then the digestion also happens very rapidly, and the waste that has been formed will form in a right consistency. There will be, the stool will be soft with a good lobe, it will have very smooth kind of texture, and it will have good bulk. If you are having this healthy stools every day, that means your gut is in a good state. But if the consistency is changing every day, that means your gut health is not great. Okay, so this fiber helps to keep your gut healthy. It also helps to control blood sugar levels, because whenever a food which has more amount of fiber, again there won't be a spike immediately. The glucose that has been released inside your body after all the food has been digested will release very gradually, leading to control in your blood sugar spike. Okay, so fiber helps for that. It release it, it gets digested very slowly, and because of which it keeps your blood pressure also in check, because everything is happening smoothly and slowly and gradually. Suddenly when it happens, then it creates a pressure in your bloodstreams. But currently, when there is a good fiber source, when there is a good protein source, your blood pressure is also under a control. Where you will find this fiber? In vegetables, all varieties of vegetables, anything which has chilka kind of thing, thick kind of fiber, that is all vegetable, that all vegetable source has good amount of fibers. Then fruits, varieties of fruits with the skin, edible skin that we consume, or the threads which are present inside the fruits, they are all fibers. Whole grains with the chilka, with the outer coating, or naturally we cannot see that every grain has a coating around it, but it does have, right? All your seeds which have a good skin coating, nuts which have a good skin coating over it, are the good sources of fibers. Okay, so fiber is naturally like a cleaner in your arteries, for your arteries. Okay, okay, there are few questions, let me take it quickly. Please suggest any other option for soda. I already said methi seeds you can add for fermenting any of the products. Okay, Vikramji says good morning. Good morning. Your Saturday classes are very informative and useful for keeping up physical health with proper nutrition. Wishing you happy new year. Happy new year, sir. Very nice. Glad that you're attending and you're getting all the information and applying it. Okay. Okay, one more G says, Shobhaji says, semi-polished rice is okay. That's come from our farm. If it's coming from your farm, then it's healthy because it's still organic. You know how much you have done some treatment on it. But if it's again from a purchased place, you don't know how much it has been polished. Sometimes marketing gimmicks are also being played. They mention something, but ideally it's not the right way that they have worked up, that they have treated that particular food. So if it's coming from your farm, it's acceptable. Anything that is coming from a market and it has been mentioned that it is semi polished, always read the nutritive label, see the treatment on that particular food, and then only purchase. Okay, fine. Dipti ji is saying, ma'am, please explain how to eat fruits. Okay, how to eat fruits, as in make sure that fruits cannot be consumed along with meal. Never you should do that. It will spike your blood sugar levels. Okay, so fruit should be consumed alone, whole, never consume in a juice version. You're losing out with a lot of nutrients also and fiber also. So always have fruits as it is, freshly washed. You can have as it is. Make sure you have as a snacks rather than like a meal. Never club with any meal, neither replace it with a meal. Meal should be all your vegetables, grains, your dals, those all things. But in between your meals, whenever you get the hunger, go grab fruit. That is best thing. So fruit should be consumed as a snack option, not like a meal option. Do not mix too many fruits together because every fruit has different enzymes in the body to get it digested. So when we have opposite nature fruits, it creates a lot of toxins and bloating and gassy effect. So best always have one fruit at a time, one variety of fruit at a time, one good portion which is sufficient for your body to digest it. Okay, so that's how you can put in the mid meal options. Never have fruits post sunset because your digestion will not happen accurately if you have post sunset. So best to have before 5 p.m. Okay, fine. Vikramji says, Madam, fruit should be taken before a meal or after a meal. Please explain. Not before or after a meal. It should keep it should there should be good 2 hours gap before and after your meal when you are having fruits. So for example, if 8 o'clock is your breakfast, 11 o'clock you can have fruit, 1 o'clock you can have your lunch, again 4 o'clock you can have your fruit, and then 7:30, 8 o'clock you can have your dinner. This is how 2 hours gap you can keep between your fruit and your meal. Okay, fine. Let's proceed ahead. Now let's come to the cooking method. We all know that deep frying is not good for the body, but let me tell you, even reheating that oil or shallow frying, even these are not good for your body, because in shallow fry what is happening, we are keeping that product in that oil for longer duration, so a lot of oil has been sucked inside that particular food. So any which ways we are no, we think that in shallow frying it's not too much of oil has been added, but still a lot of oil has been used, is been sucked up inside that particular product, right? Even if you get it out on a tissue paper and get out all the excess oil, still the oil is being absorbed by the particular food inside it. So shallow frying is also not good in a heart condition. Once in a while acceptable, but daily routine, avoid it. Okay, deep frying is also not good because at high flame, the too much of oil is there, and in that we are dipping up the product, so lot of oil is being absorbed inside it. So avoid deep frying. Reheating oil, what happen is, when we reheat the oil, we are changing the nature of the oil, actual oil, and lot of toxic chemicals are being reproduced in this reheating process, because of which that oil become rancid for our body, unhealthy for our body. So somehow we should avoid reheating the oil and using for the cooking methods. Okay, so preferably, as much as possible, when you reduce the oil content, that will be the best for your heart health. So choose the cooking methods in which oil is not being used at all or used very minimal, like steaming, boiling, pressure cooking, sauteing, baking, grilling. These are all poaching. These are all good varieties or methods that doesn't require too much of oil inside it. Okay, so these are all methods that you can gradually improvise. If you making any dals, instead of adding tadka inside it, make it in a pressure cooker. One of the best thing where you don't require oil at all. If you're making any vegetables, instead of adding too much of oil, cook that vegetables in a steaming way and then put some masala into it, little water, and let it steam very nicely. No oil is required inside it. Okay, so there are too many modification that we can do, but it requires little patience and little time to work on each recipe. Okay, but surely one should consider these cooking methods compared to frying or deep frying or shallow frying. Okay, fine. Now everyone will have one question, then how much oil we should actually consume for every individual. Now the quantity that I'm mentioning, it's not only for the person who is already having heart disease, but it's also for the one who is suffering, who is ideally fit also. So every individual, the quality and quantity of oil is both important. Okay, quantity, if I want to talk, make sure you are consuming 2 to 3 teaspoons per day per person, not more than that, which will come approximately till 15 ml. Okay, so 15 ml of oil every day if one person is using. So you have a family of 4, 15 into 4 you do it, and that amount of oil just remove in a one container and use that much oil only whole day. If you're using even less than that, one of the best thing, but preferably 2 to 3 teaspoon per day of oil is only recommended by WHO also, by ICMR also. Okay, secondly, the quality as in go for oil which are cold pressed, or which are wood pressed, or which are filtered oil, and not the refined oils. In refined oils, oil has been treated with so high temperature that we are losing out with a lot of nutrients. Okay, so best is always go for cold pressed oil, called also called as kacha ghani ka tel, right? So your mustard oil, your groundnut oil, your rice bran oil, then your sunflower but cold pressed one are good for your heart health. Okay, then there are multiple different expensive oil also, like olive oil, avocado oil, flaxseed oils. Once in a while, if you add into your diet, is also one of the healthy oils that you can incorporate. Okay, avoid mixing too many oils together. Sometimes we do have habit of adding oil also, ghee also, butter also, everything. No, don't do that. Use only one type of oil at a moment, but always keep changing your oils every now and then. If one month you are using groundnut, next month try rice bran, third month go for mustard. This is how you have to keep on rotating to get all the nutrients from different oil sources. Every oil type will have different source of essential fatty oils, so to take the benefit of it, best to keep on rotating every monthly. Okay, so oils are good for your body. It's going to be healthy for your body. If you have it in the right quantity with the right quality, then it will be more healthy for your heart health. Okay, fine. Now let's come to the heart friendly diet habits. So as now till now we were talking about the food part. Now let's understand the lifestyle part also. It's very important that if you focus on the diet, you follow everything very nicely, diet is going perfectly, but if your habits are not right, if your lifestyle is not in good discipline, then doing so much of good diet intake, it will still not have good impact on your heart health, right? So togetherly, if we see, your lifestyle routines and your diet both are equally important to keep your heart health healthy. Okay, so number one, starting with daily walking. So this says it doesn't require that you should hit the gym, you should do yoga only, you should do some pilates or some heavy workout. No, anybody who is able to do must do, but anybody who is unable to do it, best to start with a brisk walking. Simple daily brisk walk of 30 minutes at least will really improvise your blood circulation. Okay, when your blood circulation is improvising, you will see your heart is functioning really very well, it's pumping really very well under any pressure. There will be no pressure on it, no stress on it, because blood circulation is happening vigorously, all your organs are getting good supply of blood, oxygen is reaching to each and every cell effectively. You will feel energetic throughout the day. Just experience one day. If you go for a good walk for 1 week, if you follow this, how different you feel in the other days, right? So daily walking is must to keep your heart pumping very well. Deep breathing, what happens because of stress, lot of things, lot of toxins, lot of emotions are being hidden inside our body, that also create a pressure on our body. Okay, so when we do deep breathing, we are removing all these toxins, all these emotions outside our body. So simple 5 to 10 minutes of pranayama technique or a deep inhalation and exhalation that you do for at least 5 minutes will also help you to clean your internal environment a lot, making you feel very light and calm. Okay, same goes in stress management. If your stress is high, it will always keep your cortisol hormone high in your body, leading to pressure on your heart, right? So and under stress, usually we have a lot of wrong foods, like a lot of cravings comes, we eat at wrong timings, late night dinners happen, late night munching happens. So this all will always create a pressure on your heart. At wrong timing, you are making your heart function more vigorously. So best is to always balance your stress gradually, timely, so that your heart is not under any pressure. Okay, also in deep breathing section, when everything is stored inside your body, when specifically in the hydration section, sorry, in the hydration section, if your body is not well hydrated, if it's in a dehydration mode, your blood volume becomes thick. So when your blood becomes thick, how your blood will get circulated through the heart, how it creates good circulation or pumping of your blood will happen through your heart. It won't be that easily, right? So heart has to work extra to pump that thick blood out of your body, right? So it's better to always hydrate yourself so that the blood volume is always being maintained, and that will create a less pressure on your heart. Equally, sleep is also important. If you're sleeping on time, your hormones will function on time, and therefore it will not be, there won't be any sort of pressure on your heart. Okay, so if you want to keep your heart in a calm state, your daily habits should be very well. It should be in a good discipline, it should be in a good consistency, good routine along with your diet. Then you will see that the heart is not under any pressure. Okay, so this was all about the lifestyle part. Now in this whole session we have talked about application part, where how diet can be enhanced and how lifestyle can be enhanced. Keeping this whole information in mind, I have come up with a uh, weekly task. What you have to do, you have to do only 4 things. If you see the image I have mentioned, check your oil quality first, replace your oil quality. If it's refined, replace it with a cold press. I know cold press are a bit expensive, but that they are the healthiest thing for your body to replace it with now. Secondly, avoid reusing the oils completely. No reheating, no reusing. Once you have used it, discard it. It's okay if it's going for a waste, but it's better to discard it. Okay. Number three is limit your fried items. If you're making pakodas, if you're making any papad which is fried, or anything that is fried tikki or anything, try to replace it with a healthier cooking method. You can bake it, you can grill it, right? You can saute certain things. So you can roast your papads, so that they are the best way to consume. Okay, lastly I've given that, or add one daily source, or it can be seeds, nuts, avocado, basically healthy fats you have to add every day, at least one. It can be nuts, it can be seeds, it can be avocado that you can add, anything which have good fats inside it. If that has been added into your daily routine, ghee you can add someday. So this is at least, and adding one source will really help to keep your heart functioning well. Okay, so from this 4 things, start at least one for now, and gradually try to improvise your oil intakes. Okay, so this was a task for this week. I hope the today's sessions was bit informative, bit easy to understand and apply. So do this task and do let me know how different you felt in the next session. Okay. Meanwhile, let's open our Q&A session, and this whole session's recording you will get on our social media platform Times Health Plus. So you can visit there and you can refer to previous sessions also, and this session also. Okay. Okay, now let's start with Q&A. Mm, okay. Okay, Kanchanji is saying, is adding salt to fruit is fine? Absolutely not. We are adding unnecessary extra sodium in our body. See what happens, our WHO has recommended only 2 gram of salt throughout the day a person should be consuming. But we add salt into so many products, like in roti also, in rice also, in sabji also, in dal also, in salads also, fruits also. We are exceeding this 2 grams. Okay, so and too much of salt, if it's go inside your body, what this salt do, salt has sodium inside it, right? The sodiums will always absorb lot of water inside a cell. So when too much of salt is going inside your body, or extra salt is going inside your body, too much water will be stored inside your cells, leading to water retention. So you will feel that your eyes are puffy, your face is puffy, your hands are puffy, your legs are getting swollen up. You will feel heavy, sluggish. So that is because too much of salt has gone inside your body. Okay. And again, excess of salt will lead to increase in blood pressure. So best to avoid adding salt from top into anything. If you're adding into your recipes, you can do that. But anything from top, if you're adding salt, try to avoid it. In salt also, you can enhance taste by adding amchur powder, or by adding some lemon inside it. That's fine. Or chutneys inside, that's fine. But adding salt from top will again increase your excess amount of salt. So even on fruits, fruits are meant to have as it is, as fresh as possible. Never modify your fruit into anything, neither in a juice, neither in some chart. No, not required. The way they are naturally, just have it. That's the way your body requires it. Okay, fine. Let me see. Shobhaji is saying, how many bananas consume per day? One or two is more than enough. Anybody who is having diabetes need to be very careful with the banana, because it's the uh, sugary fruit, or you can say pulpy fruit. It doesn't have that amount of fiber. So, but anybody who doesn't have diabetes can have banana daily. One is also enough. Two is also more than enough. Okay, fine. Uh, Deblina ji says, is pomace olive oil good for Indian cooking? So, olive oil, if it's a cooking olive oil, absolutely you can use. But again, olive oil doesn't require too much of heat. Its smoking point is very less. So, if you want to saute anything, you can use the olive oil. But if you are want to cook proper sabji with tadka and all that stuff, you have to avoid olive oil. Olive oil requires very less heat for cooking. So preferably sauteing will be better option. Okay. Kumarji is saying, is swimming good for stress management? Absolutely. What swimming does, it increase the blood circulation, right? A lot of muscles are also being used up. So your blood circulation increases, that blood reaches to your brain very nicely, because of which you feel that you are stress, your stress will go down, and you will feel very calm and composed. Okay. Next is Sanjay ji, how many whole eggs one can take? Okay, one whole egg every day is enough. Along with that, to increase the protein intake, other whites you can take, egg whites you can take. So it is said that you can take 2 to 3 egg whites per day, and only one yolk per day, because one yolk has 180 mg cholesterol approx, which is sufficient for your whole day intake of cholesterol. Okay, it's a healthy cholesterol, it's not a bad cholesterol, but that one yolk is enough for your body, for your heart health. Okay, no need to take 2 to 3. Okay. Vikramji is saying, Madam, can we download your classes to listen at our free time? Particularly, missing classes will help a lot to us. So ideally, I don't know about the download part, but you will surely get all the access of videos on the Times Health Plus platform. So from there, whenever you can visit their YouTube channel, or their actual website, the data will always be over there, so you can always get it from there. Okay, fine. Rani ji says, does egg affect cholesterol? If having too much of yolks every day, it will surely have an impact on cholesterol. If you don't have physical activity and you having too much of yolks, then surely it will have an impact. But if you're having one yolk and multiple other egg whites, it's absolutely fine. Okay. Any more questions? Anybody has any more questions? We have few minutes, few 4 minutes that we can, otherwise we can conclude it. Okay. Fine. So that's all for today. So task that I have been given to you, make sure that you follow it very gradually. Be a little more mindful. Be a little more conscious, and choose your foods very wisely, because that then only you will be able to make your lifestyle better. If you are in hurry and you try to choose in very hosh posh in a rush way, then the choices will always go bad. So best is to always take a pause, be mindful, see what is there around you, and accordingly choose your food intake. Okay. Meanwhile, eat with awareness, take care, do the task of the week, and see you in the next session. Thank you and namaste.